Of LA Sports Talk all day long. Yes, indeed, it is a Tuesday. No live imaging today. We're taking a little bit of a break since we have an early Lakers game. By the way, Lakers-Knicks coverage begins at 3 p.m. this afternoon with Sliwa in the Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off. Lakers try to bounce back from that loss last night. But, I mean, there was no LeBron at AD, so what can you do? What can you do, Sliwa, right?
Susan says to me, do you want to get some mozzarella sticks? And I'm like, wait, what?
Yes.
What? I've known her.
Something light.
Yeah, we'll talk Lakers, and we'll have some of that kind of conversation, too. Travis and Sliwa, your Tuesday right now.
Never been more sure that she might be having some sort of mental breakdown when she ordered the mozzarella sticks. That's not supposed to go like that. How you feeling this morning, Al?
Lit.
No lit today.
Not today.
Not today. It's a Laker day, long day for you, so Chris has no lit.
Well,
You should do lit for the Laker game. just show up. Just do like the rejoins from all of the Laker breaks, and he should do that. Be on
Chris
with Michael and John.
Literally throwing it to John and Michael live. John, wait a second.
Look, we just came up with a great idea. I think we need to. We absolutely need to do that.
Yeah, so that way if you have an early 3P or a 4:30 start or something like that, he just keeps going.
You feeling the 3 o'clock starts? You like that? I mean, because we were talking a little bit about it. You went from doing our show.
Yeah.
You had, 8 minutes between the end of our show and the start.
Go use the bathroom and come back.
Your pregame show. I think I like that better than just having a big long window in between.
Okay, so it is actually a kind of the balance of it. You don't get too many of these, right? You get that one couple East Coast road trips a year where they're going to – it's Brooklyn, it's New York, it's Indiana. Like, they're going to hit all these teams. When you have the 7:30 tips and you feel like you have kind of 4 hours, 3 hours to kind of do something else, it's a perfect balance. Yesterday wasn't...
you prefer that?
It's not even a preference. It is – I like that I'm always doing it a little bit differently.
Oh, variety is the spice of life, Slee. Yes,
so, like,
indeed.
This week is unique because you're basically done by 8 o'clock. You're not done at 11.
You can hit your donut shop at like 8:45 on your way home.
I wait 8:55. I have time.
Slide in. And, hey, you wait for the guy to walk to the door to lock it and turn the sign from open to close. Real quick, can I get a couple apple fritters? If you wouldn't mind, can you make them fresh? Can we?
What has not been
really
made?
Yeah.
I want to know what.
What don't you have? Because that's what I'd like.
What did you run out of?
Speaking
I want
of
that.
donuts. So when I went to the bagel place this weekend, when I got a bagel that included bacon and cheese.
That blew my mind. By the way, I'm not kidding. That blew my mind yesterday. Because then I got confused of what does it mean when you just ask for a bagel.
You and I, and this is why you got to watch us on YouTube, the ESPN LA YouTube channel, because when she said, well, that's just what a bagel, Al and I immediately looked at each other like, that's not what a bagel means.
Well, it's
an East Coast thing, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
East
Coast.
A bagel.
But on the East Coast, what do they do when they just want a bagel?
If I just said, I got a bagel, what would you assume is on my bagel?
I feel maybe cream cheese, something like that, just something simple.
Something cream cheese, maybe a little butter.
Yeah,
right.
That's it.
That there was egg, bacon, and cheese on there. By the way, I'm not.
Fantastic.
It's a great sandwich.
No, it's an amazing sandwich.
It's an amazing sandwich, but that's just the default setting. Like, would you have to order a bagel? I'd like a bagel. Remove the egg, bacon, and cheese. That seems like a step that's unnecessary.
I guess maybe I would more call it a bacon, egg, and cheese. But if you say I got a bagel, you assume it was a sandwich. But that's not why I brought this up today.
No.
It still doesn't, because I still get confused with, I'm just asking for a bagel and they're coming with a triple decker.
It's like ordering a cup of coffee that has a hot fudge sundae on top of it.
Well,
it's just a cup of coffee.
Right? You said coffee, right?
But in addition, my roommate wanted a bagel with cream cheese, and so I went up to the counter. And this is why I think so. You're thinking about the thing where, like, okay, Susan's not right because she's ordering mozzarella sticks.
Yes.
I went up to the thing and I said, "Oh, can I also get a bagel with whipped cream?" And the guy was like, "Okay, so yeah, bagel with cream cheese." And I was like, "Did I just say whipped cream?" And he's like, "Yeah, people say it all the time. People say donuts when they want bagels." And I was like, "Okay." And then this is in addition. On Friday, I was texting my friends, and I was they were coming late, and I was like, "Hey, does anybody oppose to like a bottle of wine for the table?" I said white wine for the table, and I said unless you have any obligations. What I meant to say was objections.
Oh.
And
I'm obligated to drink white wine on Saturday nights.
One friend got it, and one friend just went along with obligations. And I think I'm just having this like weird thing where my brain is not working with my mouth.
I'd probably just go along with it.
Anyway, so that's why I brought up donuts. So
So, Emily, I don't know if this has happened to me before, but it happened yesterday. I've shared some of the dreams that I've had, the sports-related dreams, right? Because we're a sports show. Like, for instance, when I was told that Marcus Morris would be my new co-host, and you all just left me there.
It was Marcus Morris. I thought it was Mark Keefe.
I think it was Marcus.
No, I think you're right. It was
I
Marcus.
think
It was the Clipper.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I don't remember, but it was one of the Morris brothers was my new co-host, even though we've never met each other. I had another one last night, only the jump-off point was one of your factor cap questions.
Ooh, which one?
The question about whether you'd rather wear a tight shirt or tight pants.
Actually, I don't think that was mine. That was Ask Slee.
Was that an Ask Slee?
Wasn't
What?
Okay, so then Ask Slee has penetrated my subconscious. Okay, so I had a dream last night.
We both went, we'd rather have tight pants.
For sure. For sure. That's a no-brainer. I had a dream last night that Steve Garvey, who was my favorite Dodger as a kid growing up, invited me to go to a Dodger game with him. Okay? Like, Steve Garvey somehow got in touch and said, Trav, I'd like to go to the Dodger game. Would you like to come with me?
Yeah.
And we'll sit together and we'll watch the game. I'm like, oh my gosh. I get to go.
Steve, let me check my schedule.
I get to go to a Dodger game with Steve Garvey.
Yep.
But, you know, dreams where like they're not like perfectly sequential. Next thing I know, I'm in Steve Garvey's car with Steve Garvey, pulling up to Dodger Stadium, only it's not really Dodger Stadium. It's kind of like this hybrid of Dodger Stadium and the Coliseum and SoFi. It's this weird combination of local venues.
Sure.
And I have on a Steve Garvey jersey that's 10 sizes too small for me, that he's given me, that he wants me to wear with him at the Dodger game.
Yep.
And I'm so uncomfortable, Al, that I'm doing this thing where I'm pulling and trying to stretch and all these things. And he's looking at me like, you don't like the jersey? I'm like, well, it's not that I don't like it. It doesn't really fit all that great. And now he's upset that I'd want to take the Steve Garvey jersey
This is
off.
not
and
off
I'm
to a
with
good
the Steve
start.
Garvey.
This is Garvey himself.
So fast forward, now we're walking through the concourse at Dodger Stadium. I still want to go to the Dodger game with Steve Garvey. And I got on this weird white Dodger hat. Never seen a white Dodger hat, but I got one on. Doesn't fit very well either. And Steve Garvey won't go to the seats with me
Because
he wants to mingle with the people and be Steve Garvey. And I'm like, can we just go? And the game's taking place, and I'm getting frustrated that we're not watching the game. Steve Garvey won't let me go. I got this terrible Steve Garvey jersey that's too small on. What the hell's going on in my head?
I hope this is not a sign of what's to come this upcoming year.
Right?
Could you be taking it that way? That guys,
Didn't think of it. Maybe.
guys, I forget about what happened in the offseason. I had a dream. And then that dream is kind of the basis of what eventually happens this year.
And it was unpleasant. Like, you would think having a dream, going to a baseball game with one of your favorite players as a kid would be a wonderfully pleasant experience. It was dreadful.
Not good.
I think it's
too small.
Maybe it's like you'd go to all these lengths
So uncomfortable.
to prove something to someone that you want so badly to have someone in your life's approval, and you're going really far for it, but you're kind of like losing yourself in it. Maybe that's like my dream interpretation, because you're trying to prove that you want to be cool, you want to do what Steve Garvey wants, but like your shirt's too tight,
Perhaps,
and it's making you so uncomfortable.
But why am I seeking Steve Garvey's approval in my life?
Yeah,
I don't feel
I
like
think
I
I
really
take
need
away.
that.
I think I take away that Garvey thought he was too cool for you, which is kind of BS.
Or he was trying to embarrass you.
Well,
he was
it was-
trying to.
Garvey doesn't have a mic Monday through Friday. Garvey's not doing the Rams pre-half and post.
Bergman says to me this morning, goes, wait, weren't we just talking about Steve Garvey? I'm like, and we were. We remember with Scott Rowland getting into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Like, so basically this show has worked as a little petri dish for my subconscious that's coming out a couple of weeks after the fact. That I've got Steve Garvey remnants knocking around
question
in there,
for you.
and a shirt that doesn't fit.
Did you take anything yesterday
No,
before you went
not
to
a
bed?
thing. Not a thing.
Is that a fair question?
Sure
that
it is.
sometimes it might get you in a certain state. Okay.
That being said, when I am in a certain state, I'm
You sleep
dreamless.
like
Dreamless. Or I'm sure I have them, but I don't remember them. I remember that I woke up this morning. I'm looking around on the floor for the Garvey jersey. Where'd it go?
Did you get way too much sleep last night?
No, but honestly, like almost a perfect amount. I went to sleep about 10:30. I got up at 5:45, like a perfect amount of
so
sleep.
this is your normal routine
Yeah.
and everything.
Wasn't looking at baseball cards or anything like
Nothing like that.
Nothing.
I think I have a solution here.
I also feel like it's interesting that you were not necessarily, it was in Dodger Stadium, but it was like an amalgamation of all the different stadiums in Los Angeles. I'm trying to figure out
he
what
didn't
does.
want to go watch. He wanted to just hang out and let people know that
It
he
started
was Steve
Dodger
Garvey.
Stadium, and then he's shaking hands at Hollywood Bowl.
Kind of.
Right?
Might as well.
Doesn't matter.
Might as well.
What color was the jersey?
Home Dodger white.
Did you guys go when you were in, I don't know if you guys went through downtown or not, did you guys go to the last bookstore? Is there any cross-pollination between Taylor's date and where they went? Anybody have ramen before?
If I have a dream about ramen and medieval surgeries a month from now, I'm going to know where it came from. But this one just kind of bubbled up out of nowhere. Like Steve, I haven't really given Steve. I'm still a Steve Garvey fan. Still would love to. Steve, if you're listening, I'd love to go to a game with you.
By the way,
I'll wear the jersey.
If he
but
was
it needs
listening,
to fit.
100%, he's never reaching out at this point. He's 100% not going to a game with you.
Scratch that guy off the list, weirdo.
I find it so interesting how often a specific player occurs in your dream, because I don't dream of sports. Sports is not what I dream of.
I have sports dreams, but they're more like that's more
but
of
it's
a
Marcus
work dream
Morris
than a
and
sports dream, I
Steve
think.
Garvey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The players are not.
it's not LeBron James
No.
and Matthew Stafford. it's peripheral players.
It wasn't
and old-timers.
Mookie on the Dodgers. It wasn't Kershaw.
Garvey was my guy.
Back to
He was
Garvey.
And I also wanted to see this amalgamation of all these stadiums, but then also have the NASCAR cars going at the same time.
Are you going this weekend?
I've thought about it. I don't think I am, but if I get a cheap ticket or a reduced price ticket, then I might go. But I won't.
This Coliseum?
Yeah, it's on Sunday.
Do you know who's performing? Because that's going to be the big determinant for
I
me.
think it's Ice Cube again, isn't it?
Okay, but is Pitbull going to be?
I don't know
there?
the answer to
That's
that, and
main
I'm not
thing.
even 100% sure that Ice
Yeah.
Cube is, but they've been playing him They've been playing both him and Pitbull during the commercials, so I don't know.
I don't think Pitbull knows if he's performing.
Hey.
They might tell Pitbull on Saturday night. Hey,
Couldn't find anybody else. Come on, man.
for all I know, I don't know.
did a good
Pitbull,
job.
is Pitbull still incredibly famous?
Emily's
Yes.
the Pitbull fan. I'm not.
But I'm talking top
Yes.
notch right now. Still,
If he walked in the street, people would be stopping
Yes.
Pitbull
if he
to go
walked
and,
in the street, I would say, "Hey, just
Look
out of
out.
curiosity, you know a good place to eat around here?"
No, Pitbull pulls.
I'm
Pitbull
not a
pulls.
Pitbull fan. He was good.
All right.
He did a good job. Like it was weird. It was last year on that weekend. It was like 100 degrees
Oh,
on that
yeah.
day. It was super hot. And
I
he's
got
in the leather
sunburned.
jacket and the whole thing. So it's kind of a weird deal, but he did a good job. I'm looking forward to it. I will report back on Monday with full NASCAR
and
expertise.
hopefully some type of dream in the mix.
So if you are a therapist, if you are a psychologist, or whoever might interpret these dreams, hit us up. 877-710-ESPN. LeBron and AD did not go last night. LeBron is going to go tonight. That was reported earlier. And Russell Westbrook did something that is awesome until you look at what LeBron James has done, and then it puts everything into perspective. That's next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPN LA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPN LA app.
Download the new ESPN LA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
A lot of people sending me Steve Garvey texts and tweets and things about
They're
that.
trying to help you, trying to put the pieces together.
Trying to unpack exactly what it is I'm going through in my life. Look, maybe I've hit that point where I'm longing for my childhood, and Steve Garvey was my guy when I was 10 years old, and I want to feel like that all over again. So why did he give me a jersey that wouldn't have fit a 10-year-old?
Now, if tomorrow I'm going to a Lakers game with Eddie Jones and he gives me a really small jersey, then
We're
there
on
might
to
be some
something.
connection here. Or Vlade. Maybe it's Vlade. It should be Vlade out of everybody.
I like Eddie Jones better. I can just feel that being really tight. Like, Vlade's a big man. He'd have big jerseys.
Yeah.
This is a better look. John in Huntington Beach says, that was my ass sleeve, fam. So, yes, I accept my Mandy as caller of the year for it. Hashtag tight pants or shirt.
Yeah,
There
we
you go,
just
John.
give them away.
Well,
we
don't get them.
No,
we just
give
hand them out.
Yeah,
we just hand
give
them out.
to
to
others.
Also, at the race this weekend, Cypress Hill is going to be